Okay. Oh. Okay. They did not wait for me as they were supposed to start this draft, but that is okay. All right. Looks like we're going to have LSO on blue side for game one. CR on red. And they did not wait for me. Like they were supposed to while I wrote the promo, but that's okay. In we go. Pretty standard bands on both sides. Bard, Alawi, Twitch, all go-to bands for LSO, and then lock in the orange steel from CR. Okay. And then Kai'Sa, Soraka, and Gragas bands. Those all make sense to me. I know that None of Your Business really popped off on Kaiser last week, so just had to pull that out. And CR steals a Sport and Response. It's going to be the Milio taken, plus the Shen. It's going to be 2 beefy boys top lane, as is typical for Beer League. This will be the Seraphine lock-in for LSO. No surprise there. And here we go. First jinx of the semifinal locked in right away. Not first pick quite, but is the first ADC off the board. And then Swain pick. Okay. Both teams still need a jungler. And CR forgot to ban something. UI can't ban, but it's ASOL. Okay. I guess it was supposed to be a Brilliant Soul ban. Interesting. Corky ban. Interesting. And the Fury final ban for CR makes sense to me. Then Jarvan final ban. Be very interesting to see what crazy jungler Eric29 will bust out here for the semifinals. And he says, you know what? He's going to stick with what works. He's going to go for his trusty Zenzao. There goes Teemo here, guaranteed. Apparently not. That would be fun, though. It's going to be the Amumu locket for LSO. Doubling down on all that CC. Jeff, this looks like one of our comps that we would have run last season. Boo, Amumu trash champ. And then again, stick it with it. Vagar last pick, lock in. I don't mind it. I think Vagar is really good at keeping the front and back lines of the enemy team converging. So you just put the cage down and separate them. So I like that. Plus that big burst to help finish off these dangerous diver champs. So I'm down with it. Last pick gonna be Azir. Okay, so that'll be a Swain bot lane then. Interesting. Yeah, that LSO comp is very. That's a very classic 1/2 style comp that we ran last couple seasons for sure. If they don't turbo it to Zen. Yep. That is always a risk, though. Mr. Eric 29 is good at getting fed. Less than 10 kills in 20 minutes, LSO wins. That is a big ask, but I think you might be right. I do like both these comps a lot. I think the Shen for CR goes really well with both the Swain and the Zenzao, because you can just make them a lot tankier and give follow-up dive. I think Emilio will be really helpful to kind of mitigate all that CC that LSO has. And I like Azir because he has both backline DPS and he has playmaking potential as well. So I actually really like CR's comp, but I like LSO's comp as well. CC heavy comps are always good. I do worry about CR's lack of a traditional AD carry. Although if you have to pick something to replace it, Swain is a good choice. Whoops. I do really like that LSO prioritized taking Ornn first pick and yoinking it, because that is definitely CR's best top laner and their go-to top laner. I think just yoinking that instead of using a ban on it is a good call. I'm actually starting to hear some thunder outside, so I'm hoping that my power doesn't go out. That would be ironic, though, if my power went out casting this game. That got delayed due to power outages. But hopefully that will not happen. So yeah, I guess if the stream suddenly cuts out, you'll know why. Well, we'll deal with it if it happens. just realized that in his splash art here, Amumu has what looks like a like a cookie stencil, cookie cutter, I guess they call it, just kind of out of his thing, and I don't know why, but that's what it looks like, right? I'm not crazy. He's got like a cookie cutter that you press into the dough to make shaped cookies. I don't know why he has that in his splash art, but there it is. Ancient Shuriman rune. Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Let's hop into that just in case. That feeling when you go 0-1-0. Oh boy. Now the rain is coming. All right. Pause that, and we'll get started here on game one. Sometimes these loading screens load up right away, and sometimes they take their sweet time, and I don't know why. I don't know how much of it is the spectate client's fault, because spectate client is very temperamental. It also might mean they had to pause at the beginning. Okay. It didn't want to load the first time. Hopefully we can get in there. It wouldn't be a beer league stream without some kind of issues, right? Playoffs are no exception. Mm. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I don't know. Yep. There we go. They paused it. Right at the beginning. Yep. The spectate client really does not like pauses at the beginning of the game because it messes with the spectator delay. All right, and here we go.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Mm.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
How do you feel, Busro, about Umumu starting potion here? Yay or nay? Do you need to start it? Does it matter?
Minions have spawned.
Starting the health potion. See, he's got the potion. I know a lot of junglers, there's a lot of debate on whether or not you should still take potion for your first clear. A lot of people have decided to drop it. I think it's fine to take. Having that extra 120 HP for an early fight might be worth the 50 gold. Junglers can be starting on opposite sides. Pretty typical for Beer League. A lot of junglers, they don't seem very eager to kind of run into each other early game, which is interesting. I'm not sure why exactly that is. They're not afraid in top lane. They're already both below half health. Striker needs to be careful though. He's very low. Zen going ahead and invading. Good call. He's gonna run right into a Mumu here. Ooh. He gets taunted here, but he is under tower. Does get the orange flash though. Now Zesty Queso is gonna walk right into Xin Zhao. He should be fine though. Yeah, no, it depends on if you need it to chave early else, like later early fights Fate of the Major. Yeah, see, I agree with you. I don't think it really matters a huge much either way. It's just, there are a lot of times in the jungle where you're just like 50 gold off of like an item that you want to get. So I can understand the logic of not buying it in that case, but it's also nice to have that 120 HP in your pocket in case of early fights and stuff. So I could see both. I could see both ways. Oh, hold on. I totally missed it while I was blabbing on nonsense. Ooh. Wow, that knockup actually went through. He went that far back. Okay. That's Ornn for you. And all in, breaking out in the bot lane as well. Swain has to blow his flash, and his ghost is barely able to get out of range before that final auto attack. Okay, first blood over to Lich Draco on the Ornn. Well done. And now Zesty Queso is very deep in the enemy jungle. And he's going to have to bail here. Ooh, Eric29 goes right for it. He goes for the flash W, and Zesty Queso should go down here, I think. Oh, no, he's not down yet. Now the fight's breaking out in earnest, but there's a lot more HP on... A lot more HP so far here on CR, but it doesn't matter. If Jinx gets the first kill, she gets excited. Now the rest of them have to flee, and now the things that come out, the bandage toss is going to come out on Azir as well, but I don't think they have the range to be able to finish him off. And yeah, wow, that's going to be the feat of warfare over at LSO already. Great early game. Honestly, very well played by LSO to get Amumu out of there and then turn. Oh, and then they trap Sway behind the tower game as well. So wow, 4-0 gold lead already. Seeds are wrong, Mr. Caster, are they? Oh yeah, I forgot they switched sides. My bad. You are right. I had them set up earlier, and I forgot to switch when they switched sides. My apologies. You are correct. Okay. As usual, I'm distracted while nonsense is happening. And Eric29, he wants more blood. They're going in. Is he going to be able to get a Mumu? Yes, he is. So he'll be able to, and he gets Jinx as well, but he doesn't going down. Very bloody early game, as is usual, as is typical for Eric29. Well, yeah, up to 1K gold lead for LSO already. There's some jungle changes for those of you who aren't aware. There's now only one set of grubs, and it spawns at 8 minutes instead of 6. So there's less importance on this early top side of the map compared to before. So just the dragon. So far, great early game for LSO, able to get that first item, or first back BF sword on Jinx, which is always huge. Alright, we'll let the camera do its thing for a bit. Do I not have, no, there is music on, okay. Music on, game music, I mean. Early fights kind of coming down here in the river, but see, Tiger needs to be careful. Ooh, goes for the Shurima Shuffle, doesn't quite get him. Tiger flashes out in time. And Jinx is actually 6 already before her jungler, which is unusual. lot of vision down here, and no one really has a way to clear any of this yet. There's no sweepers yet. And Shen does have his ult ready to go, but he's being pressured pretty hard here. Very interesting early item choices by Horn in terms of components. I wonder what he's going for. And Air 29 is going to go ahead and move on to these grubs right as they spawn. And one nice thing about there being only one set of grubs, you only have to get them once. The LSO is going to go ahead and move on to the dragon in response because they know this is happening. So they move the spawns, but in the end, we still get the dragon for grubs trade. Although that's probably more in Grubs' favor now because you get 2 grubs worth of value from the pit instead of 1 like before. Hernandez just has to flash to avoid the Ornn knock up there. Sure needs to be careful. He's about to get ganked. Okay, so he went Wardens into Sunfire. That's interesting. Okay. Ooh, and has just enough damage to finish off the Shen there. All right. Very early late for Lich Draco. Yeah, he's down in CS, but he's gotten 2 solo kills, so that kind of makes up for it. I guess if there's only 1 set of grubs now, then Monster Hunter takes quite a bit longer to get because you could only get. You'll need to get either Rift Herald or Second Dragon minimum to get it. Okay. Hello, Lady Grima. Yes, I meant to. I meant to remind you in the Discord that the playoffs were starting, but I got distracted. So I'm glad you figured it out. Welcome. So far, things are just, since there's no second grubs to fight over, things just kind of chill for a while. Though Lich Draco, ooh, and Hernandez teaches actually ends up blowing like a ton of the damage thanks to the Shen W. That's definitely saved his life right there. Horn played that a little bit slower. He might have gotten the kill, but he might not have had that much time. So I'm not gonna be too critical on it. Ooh, and then a gank coming up, play coming out there in the bot lane, early all in attempt, but Shen is here, but Shen is already pretty chunked. It is enough to save him, though, and now he survives. And Xin Zhao is on the side as well, and this is huge turnaround play for Team CR here. They needed this. And that's going to be a 3 for 0. All right, let's go ahead and watch this whole play again here, because it kind of happened bang, bang play. So, yeah, there was the all-in top, and it chunked Shen. But he ends up getting the ulti off in time on Milio. And then they kind of just get, yeah, not quite able to finish him off. Gets his little auto block thing to survive with 2 HP, and then Xin Zhao comes in for cleanup time. Yep. And yeah, big momentum swing for Team CR here. Managed to take the gold lead however much, or however barely. Great play by them. Honestly, a lot of guts to Shen ulti in with that much HP, but it not only worked, he lived. So well played to Team CR there. Doesn't quite have the damage yet. More fighting in the top lane. That's been kind of a... They've been scrapping a lot up here, which is fair. They're both pretty good early game for tanks, so makes sense they want to fight it out. Ooh, and Danny Phantom is going to get caught here. She definitely should have just gone for the plant there to escape, but yeah, she might still be okay. No, if anything, she actually just kind of baited her ADC here. Now, None of Your Business is trying his best to kite it out. He does still have Flash. He ends up getting the Milio, and then thanks to the get excited and Flash, he is going to be able to escape. Okay. Well played by Jinx there, realizing you need to get the reset to escape that play. Although, and fighting over here in the jungle. Zin kind of catches off Veiga there and has to get his Flash. Is that gonna be first tower?
Turret plating will fall soon.
Ooh, Xavier Moss is out very deep, and he is, fantastic stun cage, able to buy a lot of time, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. And it is not, and he's going down. And, another all-in the top lane. Ooh, just barely survives. Does he have the damage to finish him off? Yes, he does. This will be a third solo kill for the Ornn. Not ideal. Ooh, and that is going to be first tower. So now it'll come down to whoever comes down to get these 3 objectives first. Zesty Queso's here. Nice Seraphine ulti to land on the Milio, and they're correctly leaving him and going for the Swain, which they are going to get. They are going to get the 2 of them, and PR manages to get the Dragon on the side while this is happening, and now they're coming in. But they don't want to keep coming in here, especially because the Veigar TP is coming in. Can they actually catch Zir? No, he should be fine. Yes, he is. He is able to get out no problem. Yeah, so CR is 1 objective away, and LSO is 2. Assuming that did they change Monster Hunter? I actually don't know. Did they change it to account for there only being 1 Grubs? I have no idea. I assume they didn't, but Narek 29 goes in on None of Your Business, and he's gonna get him. And now Shen's gonna ult in as well, and this is gonna be a clean fight for CR, and some of that Shen Xin Zhao synergy paying dividends already. Yeah, it's gonna be a 3-for-0 over for Team CR. Not gonna lie, it's kind of BS that Ornn can put his tower up in the middle of combat, but honestly, I don't even think Ornn needs to be afraid. I think he can just dive him no problem, even with the tower there. But I'm not sure he realizes that, so he's just gonna go ahead and back off. Only changes is if you get 2 or 3 Grubs, that counts for taking the objective. Oh, so you only need to get 2 of them now instead of 3? Okay, interesting. Okay. So, if I were Team CR, I'd really like to focus on getting this this Rift Herald to get those feats of strength right away. Feats of strength a lot more valuable than they were than the last patch. The upgraded boots are a lot cheaper now. They're only 500 instead of 750, so much better value. So getting those ASAP is a much bigger deal than they were before, where people would kind of just delay them. However, LSO is going to be the one to move in here on Rift Herald, and they're going to grab it no problem. So it'll be whoever comes down, whoever gets this 3rd dragon then. A lot of first items coming in across the board for everybody. And now Warren's actually got his upgraded Masterwork item already. Okay. Interesting to see the double mana item for Vigar. I feel like you really don't need this much mana, but it is helpful to have because you blow through mana pretty fast if you're spamming that W, because it gets really expensive. Although actually not as much as it used to. It used to go up to like 110 or something. We're fighting down here in the bot lane, but they're going to be collapsing on Lynch Draco now, and he needs to be aware that he's a target when he's out this far with no tower. And he's going to get ganked here. Ooh, a nice knock up there to prevent the second part of the ulti, and he is going to go down. But they might catch Eric 29 out here on the rotation, but fortunately for him, he still has ulti, so he's going to be able to mitigate a lot of this initial burst. And now, the rest of the AoE's coming in. Ooh, and there's the attempted flash taunt on Swain, or on the Shen, but it doesn't quite land. In the end, it doesn't matter, but this will be another big fight win over for LSO here. You need that Ornn to help you out. You need that big beefy boy front line. You can't get caught at the beginning. And yeah, CR kind of starting to pull away here. Up about 3k gold now. 3.5k. Ooh, and then I definitely wouldn't have done that, but I mean, at least they didn't immediately all in, I suppose. They knew need to boogie over onto this dragon, though. No, Lynch Draco, no. Don't go top. No. This is not important. It's already gone. You need to... Alright, well, we'll see how that goes. You definitely should not be going top right without TP, though, because Azir could just TP down to the dragon afterwards. So if you're going to be up here, you need to all in this dude immediately to keep him from leaving. So let's see if it does indeed do that. And he is going for him. And Azir's just going to go ahead and back off, and they're going to start moving their way over to this dragon. Oh, he actually stops him and gets the flash as well. And CR is going to go ahead and move in on dragon number 3 here, and now Ornn is kind of caught between Shen and Azir, but actually this is probably a good thing to help good way to help his team, because now his team has a numbers advantage, at least for a little bit. They need to get closer, though. This whole thing from over the side of the pit isn't going to do them jack. They need to get closer. Or to just... I mean, I don't like conceding it, but better than just dying, I suppose. That is going to be feat of strength over for Team CR. Honestly, didn't even have to really blow anything for it, which is a little disappointing. I mean, if they're going to give it up, at least make them use their TPs and shed ultis and stuff. But in the end, doesn't end up happening. So in Rough here, it's going to take tower down, but Xin Zhao's on the side. Now they're going in on the Swain, but that's not what you want. Now you got Swain in front of you and Xin Zhao behind you. And now the Shen's coming in as well. That's going to be the Shurima shuffle on the back line, and LSO is going to get wiped again. Jinx, at the very least, is able to sneak away from the side. And yeah, this is exactly why you don't want to be top of the situation as Ornn, because you have no way to get to this play. And that's going to be Otacon now for CR as well. And yeah, you can't go... I know you want to engage as a Mumu, but you can't go in hard on Swain when Xin Zhao's unaccounted for, because you saw what happened. He'll just flank you at the same time, and then you're trapped. Up to about a 5k goal lead here for CR. And at this point, if you're LSO, you just kind of have to accept that things suck for you for the moment. You kind of just have to hang in there. Wait for this Jinx and Vigar to scale, because Vigar's not even at 2 items yet. Jinx just got 2 items. So they need to hang in there. And yeah, three level lead and 3,500 gold lead for Xin Zhao, and none of your business is very dead. Unless his team pulls off an amazing rescue, which they will not. He is done. go ahead on Danny Phantom here. And this Xin Zhao is incredibly tanky at this point, so bursting him isn't really feasible. Well, Lister go off on the side. Can they actually get a catch here? Unfortunately, the Amumu Q does not land. Now the ulti's coming out. That's going to be a nice double Seraphine ulti, followed by a nice engage on the Milio. That dies without even using the ulti. And now the rest of Team CR is here. And yeah, you got Milio, but you still got the 3 beefy boy tanky carries that you just don't have the damage to deal with anymore. Yeah. And Jinx is here, but she's just going to get dove again by Xin Zhao. And he's trying his best to make the best out of nothing, but he needs help. Caress is going to go ahead and go for the Shurima Shuffle, but very nice stun cage by Simon Amos here. Honestly, probably didn't even need the ulti there on the Azir, but it's good to make sure it's a fast shutdown like that. And yeah, very tough spot for LSO, but at least they're still 2 dragons away from Soul instead of 1. So that'll give them at least a bit more time. And Ornn needs to find a way to get to these fights in front line for his team because Momo's not enough. They're just kind of running right through him, and he needs to be able to just be there and run interference against this Xin Zhao, against this Shen, against this Swain. He needs to, he built all these tank items for a reason, right? Can't be stuck away from your team all the time. You gotta get in there. Dragon is about to spawn here again, and I mean, I don't think you can contest, to be honest. I think you just have to give it. You're down 8K. You just can't contest at the moment. You just got to accept that you're way behind. Oop, and they're going to go ahead and engage on. None of your business there. And he just keeps going, and now the Shen ult comes in as well. Yeah, and there's so much dive and CC. And like this is what I mean, dude. Like I'm not putting this all on Lynch Draco at all. This is kind of this is a team issue, but the amount of fights that they've able to where Xin Zhao and is able to get on the back line and Ornn is just not around is way too high. Like the whole reason you pick a tank chop like Ornn is to not let divers do whatever they want, and that has just not happened this game. He's kind of just Eric29's just been doing his Eric29 best, and just going in and having his way. And that is going to be a 25-minute Baron on the dot for CR. Seaman Amos is standing on a pink ward, so he is very dead. Oh, maybe. At least he's alive for now, but I have a feeling they're not going to be able to get away from this. And then is it going to be a nice Shurima shuffle there by Caress? And they're both going to go down here. I think at this point, if you're LSO, you just kind of keep slowly bleeding out. I don't think you're too far behind to even stall. Down 13k and the Baron buff. There we go. Brennan's gonna go in. Yeah, this is what you want the team fights to look like. The one in the front, but I think it's just they're just too far behind now for it to matter. Yep. And it's going to be game on over to CR. We'll play to them. They did fall behind a decent bit early, but they held in there. They found some good plays. They did a much better job grouping as a team and fighting in the same spots. And yeah, well played to them. And yeah, I mean that's just tough. It's yeah, LSO. It's just they weren't. I felt like they were always down somebody. And Lynch Draco, great job getting those 3 kills, 3 solo kills in lane, but then 1 assist for the rest of the game on top of that. You know, that kind of speaks volumes. And yeah, it's hard to match a Shen in terms of impact across the map because Shen obviously has ulti, but part of it is just not rotating well or not realizing where you need to be when stuff's happening. And they needed him there desperately because Xin Zhao is just too hard to deal with just a Mumu. And then 3 squishies behind him. So yeah, well done to Team CR for game 1. And we'll get started here on game 2 pretty soon. All right, let me switch to the draft here. All right. All right, and here's the draft link. Looks like they're going to keep the sides the same here for game 1 or for game 2. Oh yeah, and I can only change it on the in-game cam, so I'm gonna have to remember that the seeds before the game starts. All right, and here we go with the draft for game 2. Yeah, I think the Xin Zhao pick ended up being huge for CR because they had 3 immobile range carries on LSO that were just not being protected properly. So Xin Zhao was just able to have a field day, just going in basically whenever he wanted, especially with the Shen to ult on him to help. So you either need to pick better to pick and play better to deal with that Xin Zhao, or you need to ban it, one or the other. They do indeed decide to ban the Xin Zhao here, dropping the Twitch ban. That Twitch has for CR has drawn a lot of bans over the course of the season, and whenever teams decide to drop the Twitch ban, they end up making them pay for it. So we'll see if that is indeed the case here as well. Does LSO run back the Ornn pick? I have a feeling I was gonna say they might not, but in the end they do after all. They got their plan, they're sticking to it. Just needs to be more aware of where he needs to be. And so far, a very similar draft to last game. so far, both teams seem very happy to run back the draft they did last game. You know, other than the Zen Zhao ban, it's been literally identical so far. And CR is going to go ahead and lock in the Twitch. Makes sense. It was 100% going to get round 2 banned if they didn't pick it here, so I'll go ahead and pick it up now. Both teams still need a jungler and still need a mid laner, so blowout. It started well for LSO, but then CR just made a bunch of really good plays along to coincide with Shenalty, and they were just more coordinated and they kept getting good fights. They kind of ran away with it, which that's been their MO this entire season. CR has definitely been probably the most coordinated team in terms of just being on the same page as a group. So that is a testament to Eric 29's skill as a captain and shot caller, I assume. I mean, maybe Chad's the one doing that. I really don't know, but in either case, they've done a great job of making sure they're on the same page. And it's going to be the Lilia jungle this time around instead of the Zen. I do like the Lilia pick. I think Lilia is a really strong jungler most of the time. I do like LSO Jinx against it though, but it's a good pick to have against the Lilia. You got that long range and that mobility with the reset, so you can kind of handle it. Eric 30 is the real captain of that team. He might be. He is the Shen player, so he might be onto something. At least I think Hernandez teaches his Eric 30, I believe. It's going to be the Viego and Ari last picks for LSO. Okay, so going for a more mobile team comp this time compared to last round. It's probably not a bad call, especially against this Lilia and Twitch. It's going to be Mel final pick for CR. Okay. Interesting. All right. Gotta be careful if you're already not charm yourself. And we're waiting for them to draft, or waiting for them to do chance select. We'll take a look at draft here. If LSO wins this, we all know Mumu was the difference, therefore sucks, therefore we'll never ban him Beer League again. It's flawless logic for sure. The logic is sound. And I haven't heard thunder in a while. Seems like the storm's moved away. Good. No power outage for us today, hopefully. In terms of team comps here, I really like CR's team comp again. I think the Shen works really well. Does a backup to Eric 29's aggressive playmaking. Shen ulti's just really great with that because not keeps him alive and provides follow-up. It's good to go with a Twitch as well because Twitch is obviously a prime dive target. Do think the Bell pick is interesting. It is good against a lot of these big projectiles like Seraphine ulti and Ornn ulti for sure. That will dull a lot of the LSO engage if they're not careful. You can, yeah, both those ultis are big to reflect. So yeah, I definitely do like CR's comp better here, but Viego and Ahri do obviously have a lot of pop-off potential, as does Jinx. Not banning Shen kind of mental. Yeah, I'm a little surprised they didn't. I mean, maybe they thought it wasn't the problem last game. He did kind of get shit on the lane, but he made a huge impact on the map. There were a lot of plays where he just, he completely sealed the deal by ulting in on Eric 29's face. So I'm inclined to agree. I think if you're LSO, you're gonna have to really take advantage of you're gonna have to get some picks and take advantage of your resets here to win this. And to be fair, they have a few different champs that can do that, and they have good pick potential with Seraphine and Ornn and Ahri, so it's definitely doable. But if it comes down to just 5v5 team fights, I think CR definitely has a significant advantage. I think I think their team's just better at team fighting. So good LSO to be proactive here. You need to get those resets going and then kind of sweep all before them. How do we in the chat feel about Mel, by the way? Now that she's been out for a while, do we still think she's like bullshit and busted? Or people kind of just like settled down on the champion? I don't think she's busted personally. I just find her annoying because she has like, not only is her ability like a reflect, it's also just like invulnerability during it. And if your champion has really like obvious burst, really telegraphed burst, it's really easy for her to just like block it, and that's really annoying. And yeah, I know she was really OP when she first came out, and I think that's part of why she got such a negative reputation, is she just was just destroying everybody like effortlessly. But nowadays I don't find it so bad. Just waiting on spectatorly, and then we'll get into it. And just a reminder, it is a doubleheader tonight, so the SI versus BW match is being played concurrently, and I will be starting to watch party it as soon as this series is over. And I haven't been following it at all, so I don't know who's won or lost or whatever, so we shall see. me go ahead and change the seats here before I forget. I'll go ahead and pause the music. And in we go. Hopefully. Look at Team CR over here. Team 3 no skins. That's tough. But LSO does have better skins energy. They got three Star Guardian skins this time, so victory is assured. And here we go. And that was interesting. It didn't put the support item automatically in the inventory, but I guess it doesn't do that in custom games, as it can't. That's actually interesting because in normal queues, when you're support, it automatically puts a support item in your inventory. You can't get rid of it. But I guess in custom games, they don't know what role you are, so you still have to buy it. That's interesting. There we go. I missed the ping spam from CR in game 1. There we go. They figured it out. Unfortunately, I can't mute people's pings. It's spectator client, so Hernandez Teaches is out here to have a good time.
Minions have spawned.
Oh, dang, please. Oh, interesting. You guys know that Viego gets 10% bonus move speed when he's transformed into another champion? I never knew that. Today I learned. Those junglers are going to start on the same side this time around, so maybe we'll get to see some early action. Sumino's actually doing a lot of damage to Senna here early on. Or Senna. The Mel. They look... the Mel. Okay. Oh, and then I'm so distracted by reading abilities. Eric 29 gets a gank off, but Sumino Moss does so much damage in return, he has to actually bail on the gank. So well played by Sumino Moss early in lane. Okay. And early all in, breaking out here in the bot lane. And this is going to be an early flash for... Ooh, no, it's going to just pop the heal and speed him out of there. I would have liked to have seen Zesty Queso go look for an invade against this chunk Lilia, but in the end he decides to go back to his own jungle. Yeah, I definitely would have liked to see that with him, especially with his bot lane number priority here, because this is very free right now. Is he going to get here on time? Oh, they're going in. Unfortunately, you kind of give away that you're here by doing that. Can they... Oh, and the attempted flash charm ends up landing on the blue buff instead. And Eric 29 able to survive, and now the bot lane for CR is here. This is absolutely what you could not have happen. I mean... Okay. So before we watch the result of this play, this has kind of been emblematic of LSO this season just not being on the same page, and you're gonna see it again here, where they're going for the invade here, and their bot lane is just not ready for this play to happen. And now they're gonna, despite having lane priority, they're actually gonna be late to this rotation here. And yeah, both mid and jungler are gonna get caught out, and then bot lane's gonna have to run for it. And yeah, what was a good play, a good invade play by LSO, ends up throwing into a disaster because they're just on the same page as a team. And that's going to be 3 for 0 for... Okay, hold on. It might be 4 for 0 here in just a second. Yeah, 3 for 0 over there. It's going to be Feet of Warfare for CR already. Up to almost a 2k gold lead. About the 4.5 minute mark. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who does shot calling for LSO. And I don't know if that's even really the problem, but yeah, it's just having watched their games a lot this season, I think just being on the same page as a team has been a really big problem for them. And I mean, you kind of saw the consequences of it right there in that invade play, a play that should have been good for them, but they just weren't. They just weren't on the same page. So, whereas CR has just been lights out everywhere, basically. So, hopefully LSO can turn this around and make it competitive, but 2k gold deficit at 5 minutes is hard to overcome. There's going to be a gank here on top lane. Hernandez does have the flash, so Quinstrico might actually just be able to fight this off, to be honest. I think he probably needs to try instead of trying to... well, maybe he doesn't have the... I guess he doesn't have the cooldowns and damage to do this, so... Yeah, I guess he just has to kite it out. I mean, he's fine. It's just not ideal to take that much damage, but in the end, he is okay. Especially, he's gonna have ulti here pretty soon, actually. So he's going to go ahead and move in here on first dragon. They're going to get it, so something good going for them here in the early game.
It's me!
Time to ignite some stardust.
Emilio, not quite level 6 yet. I'm not sure why he's so eager to look for a play here without his ultimate. Ooh, they are well in the CC combo on Mel. She's gonna have him going down here. Yeah, great CC combo by ooh. They're gonna be able to get Lilia as well. They land the CC combo again. He has got the flash. And it's unfortunate he didn't have his ulti there. He probably would have got her too, but nice little bounce back play for LSO there. They needed that. And Shen does have his ulti available, so you need to be aware of that if you're LSO. He's gonna... Hey, you're selling a little too hard. Mr. Lynch Draco there. They do land the stun on Ivan or on the on Shen there, and he doesn't end up going down. So nice gank by Zesty Queso there. Ooh. Unfortunately, he ends up kind of getting caught out here. Is he gonna be able to escape? Yeah, he should be okay. Okay. Nice plays made by Zesty Queso to kind of get his team back into this game a bit. CR is going to use this opportunity to go ahead and move in on these grubs, though. And chat just doesn't feel the same without Eric29 in it. He's been basically catching every stream and filling it in with his lovely nuggets of wisdom. But he is playing, obviously, in this series, so can't watch your own series live. Kind of right breaking out here, but yeah, I think the CR bot lane's just too far ahead. So even with a nice engage by Seraphine and Jinx, they just don't quite have the damage to win that out. Plus, they didn't have barrier either when Twitch did, so yeah, it's not strong enough to win that fight at the moment. Zesty Queso might be able to catch Ched here, though. Lands a nice stun on Ched. Ooh, unfortunately, the Seraphine E misses. I don't think it would have mattered either way, but Ched does end up flashing. Boom, they're going to end up actually landing another stun on Twitch, and he's going to go down here. That's a big shutdown over Viego. This is what you need if you're LSO. You need these Viego shutdowns, and you need him to pop off. So far, he's answered the call. And he's looking for Eric29 here, but he doesn't have an ulti anymore, so he needs to be careful. Eric29 is looking for a gank here on Ahri. Lands the charm. Lands nice flash stun by Viego. Ooh. Oh no, he's not going to finish him off. Oh, and he does end up getting her. Okay. He's going to go ahead and take the spirit possession here, but should be able to just back off now, so it ends up being a 1-for-1. Yeah, gold gap has closed quite a bit. It's only about an 800 gold lead here for CR now, although a lot of it's in the bot lane, which is really not a great place to have it. Sad Twitch is really tough to deal with. And Orin goes ahead and TP's top here, and that's another thing you can't be doing. Oh, he's gonna go ahead and all in the Shen here. Fortunately, he doesn't have his W, and he's not gonna have the damage to actually finish him off here. Ooh. Yeah. And when you're against a Shen top lane, you really don't want to be using your TP to get back to lane if you can help it, because that means you can't follow up any plays that he makes, right? That's just something to think about. And then a play breaks out here in the bot lane as well in just a second here. And they end up going on Mr. Ched, which starts out as a good play, but then the Shen ulti comes in on Twitch, and that keeps Twitch alive long enough to prevent the resets. Tough. Looks like it's still gonna be a while before we see who gets feats of strength here this game. No first tower, 1-for-1 on Monster Slayer, so could be a bit.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Okay, our CR is going to go ahead and move in on Dragon number 2. And they're respecting the swap stuff with the Twitch and invisibility. Good. Just in case was here, but they on Vigo, but they do see him, so yeah, they probably just have to concede this. Nice job pulling the Dragon there. Vigo's going to go for it and has to ulti away. Probably not worth it using your ulti to attempt that. But that's what happened, so. Lilia's going for a deep invade. Ooh, nice little juke to avoid the Aura Charm here. But he's going to have to avoid some more because here they come. But he does, and he's going to come to double sleep, but he's alive for now, and he's still got flash as well. And Mel able to come in and do a bunch of damage, and now the bot lane for CR is here as well. And they have to run. Scrapping here in the top lane. Strico should win this. Nice taunt by Hernandez Teaches, and unfortunately ends up going the wrong way. But he's actually going to end up going down to minions. And then Strico will go down to Air 29, so in the end, it's a wash. About a 3.5K goalie here for CR now. Looking for a gank here in the bot lane. Vigo's gonna go. None of your business walking up, but this is a great bait so far. There's gonna go for Millia, which I believe is the correct call. Honestly, probably shouldn't have possessed it, but now the Shen's coming in on Twitch, but it's not gonna be enough, and he's gonna go down as Twitch is gonna go down as well, and now Shen able to barely escape thanks to the flash, but now the rest of CR is here. And can they fight this off? And here comes the RETP. Zesty Queso's going in, but Eric 29 is very strong, and he ends up blasting Diego here. And they're trying to finish him off, and they do. They go ahead and get the Lilia. And then Jinx ends up going down as well. And a lot of bodies going down. Lynchstrick is going to go ahead and get first tower here in the top lane. So that's something. That ended up going pretty well considering they pulled Shen out of top lane. So yeah, it'll come down to whoever gets Monster Slayer here. And yeah, very well played by LSO there. You know, playing outnumbered and behind, and they still came out ahead in the fight. So well done to them. Both teams kind of moving in here, except for Shen. And Ornn is here. I'd like to see Ornn be a bit more proactive here to look for a play while Mel is away. Let's see the Ornn ulti. Come on, buddy. Let's go. Mel's not here. This is your time. We know she's not here. We just saw her on the minions. Come on. Ornn ulti. Come on. Come on. Ah. Those are the windows you need to take. And they're going to go ahead and move in here on the dragon, but now CR's in a much better position to contest here. I don't like tanking the dragon here when you have the numbers advantage. Just go. And they're going to go ahead and engage on Stone G, and he's going to go down here right before the sleep goes down. And now the Ornn that comes in is going to land on Lilia. She's going to go down as well, and now the rest of CR has to run. Shen still hasn't ulted anything yet. And now he still hasn't ulted, and Miliol's coming out. Does does Ahri have the damage to finish anybody off else here? No. Ooh, ends up going down from the orbital strike. And then ends up being a dragon over for LSO. Big play for them. They got the engage they needed. They gave up some towers for it, but that's a trade you have to make against a Shen sometimes. Surprising, never really ulted anybody. I guess he just didn't see a good window, but maybe wasn't paying enough attention. But either way, good play by LSO there to find a good fight. Pick up. Yeah, there you go. They pick up a good fight, and now it'll come down to whoever gets this Rift Herald, or this Otacon, I suppose. And I think you really need, both teams really need to realize this next objective is really important. This feats the strength of a lot more value than they did last patch. So I prefer Rift Herald. I think Rift Herald is the easier, safer one to take. I'd like to see teams moving on it right now. I don't want to see them waiting. Mr. H going for a 3-game series. Yeah, there you go. And LSO is indeed... Oh, not yet. And Ahri is down bot. She doesn't have TP quite yet. It's not for another 10-ish seconds? Yeah, 10-ish seconds. Okay. And CR is going to go ahead and move in on Rift Herald here, but they are seen. I don't like this Viego back right here. I get that he has an item, but you're the jungler. You kind of need to be around for these plays. Luckily, they're not forcing the issue. And yeah, the catch it. Still about 2.5k gold lead for CR, but that's not nearly as relevant as it was 10 minutes ago. So, Seaman Amos here does have TP, and LSO is backing off way too far. You can't give up. Oh, and they're, yeah, see, I mean, look at that. They're all able to just rotate on Lynch Draco because the rest of LSO is so far back. Decent flash by Lynch Draco, but I don't think it's going to matter. He's doing as much damage as he can as he tried to get away, but yeah, I mean, and LSO just kind of lost at the moment. Now the team fight's breaking out in earnest. Neither Shen nor Ahri have started their TP yet, and they really need to. I'm not sure what they're waiting for. Now the rest of LSO has to kite back. Oh. Nice stun there. And again, Ahri finally TPs. Again, I don't know why she's waiting so long. Like, okay. I mean, well played by CR to capitalize on the mistakes, but there's zero reason that Ornn should have been able to get caught this far out with no help from his team for so long. Like, it took them 15 seconds to kill him. Like, there's no reason that he should have just died there for free, but he did, and that's going to be a 1 fight over for CR. Got a 5k gold lead, beats a strength here as well. And yeah, I don't know why LSO backed off so far when they had vision in the jungle. I don't know why Ornn was so far back or so far forward with his team back. I don't know why Ahri took so long to TP. I mean, there's a lot to dissect there. A lot of points of failure on that one, I'm afraid. And you know, well done to CR for capitalizing on it. They've been doing that all season and all series. So Stone G looking for a pick here on None Ya Business, but he decides not to go for it. I feel like he probably could have. No, that's what I'm saying. It was a good it was a good penalty, don't get me wrong. Like, it totally was, but I don't know why. Like, Ahri could have TP'd to that fight like 10 seconds earlier and it would have been a totally different play, but he just held it for a really long time for some reason. I don't know why. Like, winning that fight's more important than holding this tower. If Shen decides to get this tower instead of helping his team, that's good for you. So, some of these macro priorities are really whack. Ooh, lots of damage coming on SDK, so he's going to go down. Hey, you can't go in like that cold. You need help from your team. You'll just get CC'd to death if you try to do stuff on your own like that. And CR's going to go ahead and grab the thing here, and that's going to be the Reflect coming in from Mel. Goes for the Ornn ulti on the Lilia instead, but unfortunately, they just don't have the damage to actually follow up on this engage. Decent engage though it was. Yeah, and again, you know, Ahri's not, you know, SDK down, or Diego's down. Ahri's not here, just an FTP. Didn't even need Shen ulti for that fight. So yeah, I get why they pulled the trigger there after they saw the Mel Reflect, but they don't have the damage in position to take advantage of the engage. So. That will be Atakan. That will be dragon number 4. Or second dragon for CR here. Yeah, up to almost a 10k gold leader for CR, and not sure if it's really recoverable at this point, but you know, we play out the games for a reason. Stone G looking for a play on the Twitch here. In the end, oh, Shen's going deep into the jungle by himself. He could stall for a little bit with his thingy here, but he is eventually going to go down. He is eventually going to go down. He doesn't end up going down here. The reset's coming in, but I think they're just too low health. They do end up getting the Twitch though, and now they just don't have the firepower to finish this. And Lindstrom goes off on the side, pushing side lane, not here to help, although I don't think it would have made a difference if he was here at this fight. I did close the gold gap a fair bit. It's only up to about 600 or 6k gold instead of 10k, which, you know, is still plenty, but it's something. But 15 kill Twitch, that's just really tough to deal with no matter the circumstances. Especially now that he has that QSS, you can't even one-shot him anymore. So.
It's me.
And fast forward just a little bit here since we're a bit behind. They're gonna go for. They're gonna go ahead and blow a lot of CC on Lilia here. The Shenalty is coming in. And combine that with Lilia's tanking it. She's gonna survive just fine. And yeah, that might be it. Yeah, it's gonna be a 4-0. It's gonna be and push the tower for free. And that might be game and series here. And it is indeed.
I'll be right.
So yeah, well played to Team CR here. They were clearly a much better team this series. And they're going to the finals, so congratulations to them. 4 points under budget too, so they've really done a fantastic job. You know, you never would have guessed that they were, you know, they got 4 more points to spend, and they've looked like the best team, despite not quite being the 1 seed, but I digress. They've looked really well. Eric29, easily player of the season. And the rest of the team has played really, really well. They've just kind of elevated there. So sold last season to get here this season. There you go. But yes, well played to the Team CR. Congratulations to them in the finals. Easily. What do you mean easily? We have Captain Ched. Hey, I'm not taking anything away from Captain Ched. You guys have played. You guys have all played really, really well this entire season. That's why you're in the finals. But Eric29 has been a lunatic the entire season. So, and he definitely is the engine that makes you guys run. So I'm gonna give it to him. But you guys are a great team. I look forward to watching and probably casting you guys in the finals. And yeah. So yeah, it looks like the other series is still ongoing. So I am going to take a quick couple minutes break to get everything ready. And then we'll get started watch partying SI versus BW. So I will see you guys in a few minutes. All right. See you in a bit.